Hey, Brian.
What's up, everybody? I'm going to go ahead and get everybody in, and we got a lot of good stuff to be able to go over today. So go ahead and get all the stuff taken care of for you guys. Perfect. Perfect. Keep going, everybody in. And I'll go ahead and get it started in just one moment. Go ahead here. Letting everybody in. Perfect. One more minute, guys, and we'll get all started for everybody. Okay, one more second. I'll get everything. Okay, perfect. So, all right. So, wanted to go over a couple different things with you guys. First and foremost, let me go ahead and let this last person in. So, couple of cool things. So one of the things that Shelby and I have been working on very diligently is expanding our closers with some season closers in very specific areas. So we are excited that we have two specific closers that one of them, both of them actually have a tremendous amount of experience in Arizona specifically. Ryan Brunton, he's been averaging about 300 deals a year. He's one of the top solar guys in the country. He lives here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. He is an absolute master of APS, SRP, but also has a tremendous amount of experience pretty much selling in every state. He's sold in about 25 states. So super excited to add him to the team, as well as Jared to the team there as well, giving us a lot of the exposure of outside California and really adding depth as we continue to roll out with all these additional strategic partners. So for those of you guys that have things in specific areas, you guys can know we definitely on the closer front have a lot of additional support in these other states. One of the things I also wanted to bring up to you guys too is our scanning feature is running at about 98% occupancy, or accuracy, excuse me. And so one of the things that we've done now is we've gone ahead and scanned about a little over 100,000 records. And so what I want to spend a little bit of time on with you guys today is I'm going to show you guys some of the campaigns that I am personally running. I've shared some of these with you guys, so you guys can see exactly how we're kind of positioning ourselves within that. And it's gotten some really, really good results. And I can actually kind of show you guys some of the results I got on even my own open rates on the ones that I've been running personally. The open rates and response rates have been really off the charts on the way that we've kind of put this together for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up for you guys here, and I'll share my screen. So just give me 1 second here. And then I can go through exactly on what we're being able to go ahead and do. Is I'm getting about a 22 to 23% response rate on this. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pull this up, and then I'll walk you guys through some of these ones. And then let me, Shelby, and I'll let Shelby make a co-host. So Shelby, you can let anybody else in there as well. All right, so you guys should be able to see my screen right here for us as well. So I'm going to kind of come in here and show you guys a couple of these different ones. So first, I'm going to pull this up. So one of the things we've seen a really high response rate of is, so we've actually really kind of changed our solar inspection, and it's really more of a home energy audit. And I'll show you guys an example here in a minute. But one of the things that we really wanted to provide as a lot of value to our clients right now with energy rates soaring is not just, oh, hey, you want a solar inspection, or, oh, hey, you want a solar quote. We want to give something of value. And so I've really crafted this to basically, and we have all these different types of variables for each one of the different utility companies. I've shared this with you guys. I'll drop this link in here again. For those of you guys that got it, I'll just use this one for an example in San Diego Gas and Electric. So for an example, we got I have a kind of very professional one and a more conversational one. So I'll start with the more conversational one. So this is an email, and what you guys will see on here is any CRM, whether it's Agent Legend or just going ahead and emailing it to yourself after we clean that list, putting in the subject line and be like, Shelby, we can't believe this just happened. Hey, Shelby, how have you been since, Pete Galvez helped you with your home purchase? By the way, have you noticed how much higher your energy bill has gotten lately? It's insane that SDG&E increased their electricity rates by 150% in the last 5 years. And to top it off, rates are going up another 10 to 12%. Did you know you can actually switch from SDG&E to a solar utility company and save a ton of money without having to buy solar panels? Or you can even reduce your energy bill by about 20 to 30% with low cost blown-in attic insulation. I'll come back to that in a second. I checked your address at 123 Main Street, and your home's in a high-cost utility area. As a thank you for all of our VIP clients, we partnered up with Soar Energy to provide all of our eligible clients with a free comprehensive home energy audit. This will determine where your home is inefficient, potentially energy-saving opportunities, and any qualifying federal and state rebates and incentives. Please confirm you're still at the address, and we can get this report over. So if you notice, what I'm saying is I'm not asking them if they want it. I'm saying, hey, confirm your address and we'll send you a copy. And so what we are actually doing is in our energy audit report, it is not just, oh, here's solar and here's the savings. We actually break down for them, and I'll kind of show you guys an example of kind of what the report looks like. This is just a UI on one. So let me go ahead and I'll share this just so you can kind of see some of the features that are actually going to be kind of on it. So ignore the way the user interface looks like on this, but what it's actually going to be what it's going to do is it's going to actually give them some suggestions. It's going to say, hey, sealing your air leaks. Here's why it matters. You guys could save about $140 a month or $140 a year on your bill. Here's about how much it would cost to get something done. Hey, if your attic, and we'll identify this house is over 10 years old, you should maybe look at doing blown-in attic insulation. Like, we give them suggestions. We're not telling them we're going to do these things for them, but it's an actual real home energy audit. We give them what they need to set their thermostat set points at by changing their thermostat set points to say these, here's how much they can do in energy savings on there. Upgrading your lighting, here's how much you can save. Make sure you have about 90% of your bulbs being LED or CFLs. And we break all of that down for them. And it's in this full home energy audit. And it's done very simply, so ignore this UI, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys. And then what we've done is we fixed really a clean version of this UI. So let me show you guys this real quick. And what this is actually going to then do is this incorporates directly into our home energy audit. And so let me pull this up. And then what it's going to do is it's going to give them a very clean presentation of their savings options. It's going to say you qualify for this solar utility. Here's the federal tax credits. And it's a very easy to read UI report that looks very clean. Something like this. Here's your bill. Here's what your payment would be. Here's what your savings would be. Here's what the offset. And it's put together as a home energy audit report. So it really gives them something of value that they can do, not just going after that home inspection report or that solar inspection report. And so we've put together for you guys a bunch of different email templates as well as text templates to be able to go through for each and every one of these utilities. They're all roughly the same, but it gives you a good idea on those. And the response rates I've been getting have been fantastic. I'll kind of pull this up here on my own. So my response rate, let me zoom in here real quick and I'll pull it up on here on the screen. My response rate on my open rate with the response, this one just went out this morning, and you can see right here, my open with the response rate was 22.9%. And this is just as of this morning. You can see all the emails that have rolling up. So about 22% of the people that I'm sending this email to, and this just went out today, are raising their hands and being like, oh, I want one. Oh, I want one. So once that basically happens, all you guys are going to have to come here and do is what we're going to do is, let me pull this up, share my window. Come in here. You guys have your lead form, simply just like last time I mentioned, fill out the client's last name, first name, street address, their zip code, their email address, what utility they're in. And you can put in here, current homeowner would like a copy of a home energy audit. Fill out your information and submit it. Then what we do is it comes over to our team. We run that report, and then we send them a copy of that report. And then when we send them a copy of that report, part of that report, we actually do a phone call follow-up with our setter team. They call them up. They walk them through that energy report. They go through it and they set them up for a conversation with the closer. And it's been working really, really well. And so it's a very, very, very great opportunity to use for any of your guys, people that are in your past clients, as well as the fact of utilizing this for anybody. Once you open up an escrow, you can use the same thing. Hey, this property's in a high cost utility area. It's one of the scripts in that template. I really suggest we actually give you a complimentary home energy audit. We can include that for you. We send it, and then we schedule somebody to call and go over that with you. So it's a very, very, very clean presentation. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was how clean the new proposals are. I've talked to you guys about this last week, but one of the big things with Everbright. So Everbright is owned by NextEra Energy. We've talked about it before. NextEra Energy is the second largest actual electricity utility company in the country. And they understood that solar is going to grow by 7x over the next between now and 2030. So rather than just losing all the revenue on the clients, they said, hey, you know what? We already have a network of maintaining all the standard electricity usage around the United States and all the states that we do this by. Why don't we actually operate a solar utility? You guys go in and install it. And then what you'll do is the client has an option just to be a solar utility, meaning they don't have to buy it or finance it. And what we'll do is we'll then service that. They make their payment to us per month. The client can choose to have a fixed in option, meaning it will never go up. Or if they don't think this is going to be their forever home, maybe in it for 7 years or less, they can choose to have a lower cost to buy power at, and it goes up around 1 to 2% per year, which is very minimal considering the utilities are going up 8 to 12% per year. They don't pay anything out of pocket. We maintain that system, and it's a fantastic process. And so this has been a huge thing. About 60 to 70% of what we're doing is with Everbright. They are fantastic. You don't have the issues where people have a bad taste in their mouth with Sunrun. Everbright is NextEra Energy. They've been doing this for nearly 100 years, multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. We do all the install. We do everything on that. They are just the ones that collect that payment and service, of course, that utility. So the beautiful part of this is that when people in California get a battery, guess what? The battery warranty is for the entire length of the power purchase agreement. So if the battery goes out at year 15, doesn't matter. They're going to get a battery replaced because they're just agreeing to buy power at a certain rate. And the new proposals look really slick. They're very clean. This is one on the bill. It's cost of doing nothing. Here's a picture of my house here in Arizona. Goes in, shows them the usage on this, breaks it down, shows them, hey, look on here for an example, just giving you a case in point. This one, the actual bill, you can see here, all these different metrics. So this one at APS, which is traditionally not huge bills like you see in California, they're still saving about 33% off their bill in year one alone, and they're buying nothing. Very easy. You can see here, paying 12 cents. This was quoted at 12 cents. In the summer, they're paying 29 cents. Non-summer, they're paying about 15 cents. So believe it or not, even in these low-cost utility areas, they're doing not only just getting to not buy anything out of pocket, but they're also able to substantially cut down their energy bill, even in some of the lower cost utilities. Pricing on Everbright is fantastic. They do have a purchase option and a PPA option. And one of the things people always really want to know is, if you have a client on the fence, like, oh, I think I want to purchase, or I want to do a PPA, or I don't know what to want to do. The best thing is it's important to know you can buy out the PPA, at year 5, you can buy them out at different intervals. So a lot of what we suggest to the client is, if they're not saying, I'm never going to leave this home, this is going to be my primary home forever, then don't do anything other than the PPA if Everbright's available. And then if you decide in 5 years that you are going to want to keep this home forever, you can just, finance the system at that point. Interest rates will be lower at that point. You could possibly use an EEM mortgage and do a refinance with it, but you're going to save massively right now. Don't have to take on any debt. Don't have to worry about maintaining the system. Don't have to worry about maintaining any of that. And so right now, we've been running a lot of these items. I kind of put that in that update for you, but we're seeing with PG&E, we're seeing 30-35% year 1 savings with the home battery backup, meaning that means backup battery during blackouts with the Franklin home battery. Lots and lots of different things. Let's see, is there an option for those of us who are solar advisors? Let's see, what is this? Sorry, real quick. To ask clients. Yes, you guys can absolutely go ahead and do that. We'll be sending that out, but you guys would just go in and put it in through the same form. We're going to put that out on a platform probably in about 2 weeks on that side of it. If there's individual ones that you want, you guys can, go, of course, and send those over. They do cost us quite a bit to generate. We're going to figure out an exact dollar amount for any of the referral partners on it. That, there'll be a certain amount that'll be included for our large referral partners that are wanting us to scan thousands of records and reports. It does cost us to generate the report around $1 to generate the actual report, because we pull in 40 imagery that we have to buy that image from about 75 cents an image. So depending on, how many somebody wants, we're going to figure that out. If somebody wants lots of them, of course, then there's going to be a cost for it. For those people that are just, handful a month, and as long as they're closing deals, we'll, go ahead and cover that. So we'll be sending that out to Dolores when that platform actually goes out, because we've actually built a platform now where people will actually be able to go in, upload their database, scan it within a platform, and generate those reports directly in that platform. So we're actually going to be debuting that by early next month, or in August already, by middle of this month. We're just finishing the beta test. We actually have massive interest from several huge publicly traded companies, everybody from ADT to Freedom Mortgage to, the Loan Store, UWM, that actually is going to do a subscription-based model to scan the records and generate these reports. So we'll be sending a lot out for you guys. And then Shelby, I'll go ahead. That's kind of the basics I wanted to go over. I'll turn it over to you, and you can kind of take it from there.
Right on. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to retouch base on the energy efficient mortgage. I know we have a lot of realtors on the platform, and I just wanted to kind of let you know that we're working with 3 different lenders to roll this product out. We're looking about 30 to 60 days. And just to kind of recap on that and how you can utilize that product is, it's a Fannie Mae mortgage. The minimum down payment for a first-time home buyer is 3% down. Okay, on a $500,000 mortgage or purchase, you're looking at $75,000 in potential upgrades. Okay, this could be appliances, energy efficient appliances, windows. You can use it for solar. You can use it for turf, HVAC, roof. So any of the energy efficient upgrades. So 500,000 purchase, they can finance this into their 30-year fixed mortgage. So it's not like there's an additional deal or an additional mortgage. It's the same mortgage. The loan officer just needs to use the energy efficient mortgage product. Right now, Remen Wholesale has it. So you can contact one of our loan officers and they can get that done for you now. We have 3 other banks that are working on getting the product in. So it'll allow you to utilize that. But what this does for us on the solar side is it eliminates any of the finance fees that are associated with solar. So the financing fees on solar are all rolled into the solar cost. There's a lower cost for a cash purchase. This brings that to be a cash purchase, okay? So if you contact one of our loan officers, they get you pre-approved. And then on the other side, our solar guys will work with the loan officer to prepare the solar proposal. So this is going to lower the price of the solar by a lot. It's also going to allow them to finance it all in one loan and over a 30-year loan instead of a 25-year loan. That's huge because, again, that's going to lower the monthly payment on the solar, and it's going to produce way more savings for the borrower.
Yeah,
okay.
On that real quick, not to cut Shelby off, but I actually, so for those of you guys that are loan officers on this call, and you guys are obviously, of course, on that wholesale side, Remen currently has this product active right now. And then what we, as Shelby mentioned, from the other lenders that we're working with are rolling this out. So any loan officers that want to get set up with that, make sure you're set up with Remen. They already offer that. Then the other important part, I did an actual rough run through with this actually this morning with one of our LOs that had some questions on it. So give you guys a case in point. So you got your PPA. Your PPA is the option if somebody's not going to keep the loan for a long time. It's an existing homeowner. What we're talking about with the EM mortgage is somebody's going out there and they're looking at buying a brand new, or not brand new, but a new house for them, and they want to roll in some of these costs. So when you go out and let's say you were going to buy a solar system, and that solar system is going to cost you $30,000. If they want to get their rate down to around a 7% financing rate instead of 12%, they're going to pay about 30% more, or a buy down of about 30 finance points, the way the industry's always been. So that $30,000 solar system now becomes $42,000 to $43,000 finance because of buying down the rate to get, let's say, that 7% interest rate. Well, that ends up resulting on a 25-year total term of a monthly payment of, let's say it's around $260 per month. Now, when you compare that to their electric bill, that's $350 a month. They're still saving. They're still cutting their electric bill down by 30%. So now what you look at doing, but they still have that, that finance cost. Now, when you roll it in there with a mortgage loan, what it's now going to do is by adding that to the mortgage loan, we're not going to have to finance $43,000. We only have to finance $30,000 because we don't have to worry about any cash price. So that additional $30,000 is going to add roughly a ballpark of about $180 a month to their mortgage payment versus $260 on a solar payment. So now they are saving roughly an extra 35% on their solar payment. And now that $400 a month electric bill, they now just bought solar, and that only added $180 to the payment. So now that buyer, when they're buying that home, has $240 a month extra because they're not having to have a $400 electric bill. And now they're going to have paid off solar because the solar is completely paid off. And for those of you guys that are in the real estate industry and understand, the only time that you can give value to a solar system on a property is if it does not have a lien. Well, in this case, it's a mortgage loan. It's not a lien. So now instantly, they're going to be able to add that value of the solar to the property if it's a paid in full solar system on that property. So the great part is they're not just throwing money away on a utility. They're actually adding value to their home, not having to have a solar loan, and even dramatically increasing the savings because of how much better the financing is as doing it through a mortgage loan. Not to mention, they can roll in turf. They could do all new energy efficient appliances. Now, we're not going to be doing the appliances or the turf or anything at this point, but Chris Blank did one recently. We've had a ton of people that really are loving this product. So I just wanted to show you guys, they're basically getting a solar for about 30% or more cheaper by using the EM mortgage at purchase rather than using traditional solar financing or even a PPA.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to open up the floor a little bit to let you guys ask any questions that you might have in regards to the product, plans for the product, how to roll it out, anything like that.
Eric and I saw you. So it says on that loan program does my broker. So if you want to go ahead and just so I fully understand it, Eric, if you want to mute yourself, feel free to ask your question. I can just take it right on there.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I was just asking because if my broker doesn't have that program, how do I have to have him reach out to get on that program, or
So are you?
How would I use that program?
Yeah, so Eric, you're a loan officer, not a realtor, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. Now, are you? So your broker's not set up with Remen? Do you know?
I don't know, but I haven't seen one of those. I
Okay.
haven't seen that company, so I couldn't be 100% sure.
Okay, yeah. So what I would do is talk to your broker. If you have one right now, getting set up with Remen's super easy. Remen's actually a pretty good investor. We've used it at our mortgage companies for quite a while. So Remen will be a great one to get set up. If not, and you have something that you like need to get done in the interim, you could go ahead and, we can put you in touch with one of the brokers that is already set up with that. They could do a commission share on you, but also to make sure with your broker, the Loan Store and EPM Mortgage will be rolling this out for us. Those are the two companies that are definitely doing it. So check with your broker to their setup. I'm sure he's set up with the Loan Store EPM. I mean, they're both massive as well. But in the meantime, I would have him set up with Remen. Remen only needs really quickly to maybe a week to get set up. I can send you over the AE that we know over there to get that set up in the interim. But I would just double check to make sure that he's also set up either the Loan Store or EPM Mortgage, because they'll be rolling that out. They're just training their underwriters on it right now, and they'll be rolling it out. Their target is the end of September for both of those.
All right, perfect. Yeah, if you could just email me your AE's information.
I'll drop. His name's Althoff. I'll drop it into the chat here for you right now, just so you have it.
Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Perfect. So feel free to. We always like to try to keep these not super long. So feel free. Any other questions or whatever you guys have, feel free to kind of go in and drop them either into the chat or just unmute yourself. And Shelby and I are happy to go ahead and take those. I also just dropped into the chat all of the scripts links. So make sure you guys grab that. I know I always get 4 or 5 people after these are over to ask me for it. So just literally it's right in there. I dropped it into the chat for you guys. That's the California one. And then I also have the other ones for Arizona as well, and Florida in there as well too. I'm dropping those in the chat right now. So you guys have those. There's no real difference other than I changed all the utility companies for you guys and all of that as well. But let's see. If anybody has a question, just raise your hand. Otherwise, we will let you guys have this back. And then also too, like I said, I will be sending the home energy audit will be, we've gotten it all dialed in, and we wanted to add some other components that I started to show you guys on. So we'll be sending that out hopefully in the next couple of days once we kind of get that MVP of the UI. But like I said, we can definitely generate them right now for you guys, and you guys should just figure out that normal Soar referral form. And I would really strongly recommend using those email templates because they're working really, really, really well.
Hey, Brian.
Yep.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hey.
Hi. Can I have somebody call me after this to discuss options with a client? I'm a realtor. We're trying to write on a property that already has pre-existing solar for the pool and the house. The roof is at its limit. And so I want to do some sort of investigation, I guess, to see what we can do to help them out, if anything at all.
Gotcha. And is the
Cynthia?
goal?
Hey, Cynthia,
Yeah.
I'll call you right after the call. I'll call and handle that for you.
Who just said that?
Matt Kingsborough.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Matt.
Mhm. Perfect, guys. Let's see if nobody else has any other questions or anything. Feel free, you guys can always email us on that as well. And like I was saying, just to give you guys kind of an idea with Everbright, like as I mentioned, even in California with getting a full home battery backup, I mean, anybody in Edison, San Diego Gas and Electric, PG&E, and LADWP is seeing massive, really, really good savings on that. And anybody in Arizona and Tucson Electric or APS, the same way. I mean, pretty much if we get somebody on the phone, they're closing them. So there's massive, massive benefit there because of how much better pricing Everbright is and the reputation around that company for servicing it, since they are a multi-billion-dollar utility company. So that really helps there as well. So I'll let you guys all have the rest of your day back up. We'll be sending an email summary at the end of the week of everything on here. If you guys do have any lists you guys want us to scrub, you can email me that, Brian@soarenergy.com, and we'll get that scrubbed. And all of the links for the scripts have been dropped into this chat, as well as that account executive over at Remen for you, Eric, as well. And so I'll leave the chat up for a minute or two after we go ahead and wrap up. And I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your week.
Thanks, guys.
Of course.